moves, like the wall or something. Yeah, green. That makes you like
algae.
not algae, but
What?
Moss.
Yeah,
Moss.
moss.
Okay.
One of the types of pollution in water I'm going to be presenting is chemical pollution. So for chemical pollution, there are the common contaminants are usually pesticides or fertilizers, heavy metals and solvents that are used in industrial sites. Does everyone know what pesticides are?
Yes.
It's a type of chemical you would use to protect the plants from insects or from any pests. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So contaminants can include arsenic, which is a chemical element. Hopefully some people in chemistry is aware of that.
Yep.
Nitrogen, bleach, which you would sometimes use to clean off stains from your clothes, or other stains on furniture. Well, not furniture, but
Like some stuff, like clothing.
or cleaning your sink with bleach. And chlorinated disinfection. And so everyone knows chlorine, right?
Yeah.
So
They use it to clean.
exactly. There's also lead. PFAS. I just searched that. PFAS are man-made chemicals, basically. And the other ones I'm not quite familiar with, but those are also part of the list. Does everyone want to hear them?
No.
The rest of it? Okay. There's also fracking fluids, lead, uranium, and I think that's all I have on the list, apart from the ones I have already mentioned. So, yeah, that's all of what I can present for chemical pollution. Thank you.
I'd say that you were pretty good, I guess. It's loud enough for us to hear and it's clear. You try practicing in rear, just saying like a couple words because you were struggling with one.
Yeah, I understand.
But you did good. You
Thank
have
you.
enough information. Good amount of information.
Thermal pollution is technically the change of water, the water quality, and they're releasing it into bodies of water. So for example, like oceans, seas, rivers for some reason, and ponds.
How about lakes?
Yeah, that's it. Mostly every single body of water. There's like
How about
every
groundwater?
no. But like these factories are mostly near the ocean. If you guys know, it's like mostly near seas or ocean. And these waters, when they are released to like the ocean, those animals that are in the ocean, they will, due to the temperature, because the temperature is like in the water in the ocean, it's like colder, but because of the heat, the water becomes warmer, so the temperature will like increase most likely, and then the ocean animals will feel this thing called thermal shock, and it's due to because the temperature increased, it increased, so they'll just be shocked and mostly they will die. And it will affect the ocean animals. These won't affect humans.
So the pollution I'll be talking about is groundwater pollution, and as you know, groundwater is 70% of our freshwater supply globally. So if this ever occurs, it's a serious problem. And since many countries rely on groundwater worldwide for drinking and shores, especially India, especially uses the most groundwater, and the country we talked about like a day or two ago. So what is groundwater pollution? Groundwater pollution occurs when some unwanted substances or let's say contaminants enter the ground. Such contaminants include pesticides, fertilizers which may enter to the ground, or seep. Does anyone know what seep means? Seep.
Sip?
No, seep. S-W-E-E. S-W-E-E-P. A seep.
No, sorry.
Okay, so I'll show an example. Imagine this is a crack in a wall, and you see that there's a water flowing out of here. That's called a seep. So seep is basically any liquid, mostly water, which flows out through a crack or any opening. And when that happens, you can say the water is seeping through. Yeah, like that's a plural form, seeping through.
So
Yes.
is it like synonymous to leaking?
Leaking, in a way, yes.
Okay.
But seeping, I would say it's more. But leaking could mean like anything. It's more specific. I would
Sorry,
say.
could you spell the word for us?
Yeah, certainly. S.
C.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're most welcome.
So it's just like a water that goes through a tiny place.
It's a tiny place, yeah. Well, commonly it's through holes, cracks, or anything which is an opening, basically. So yeah, so it's similar to leaking, as she mentioned. Okay, moving on. So other ways groundwater can be contaminated is untreated waste. Do you guys know what untreated waste means?
Untreated waste. Could you elaborate that for us?
Yeah. Untreated waste could be like, for example, industrial waste which isn't treated, basically. Untreated waste, and where that comes from is usually from untreated waste basically from septic tanks, if you know, and sewage systems which contain untreated waste.
Right.
Yeah, and those waste, they're usually treated by what, industry waste, right? And but since they haven't been treated, they can straight enter the groundwater and be contaminated, because as the word says, it's untreated. Hence, it hasn't been cleared or anything. Okay, so hence why, and another fact about groundwater pollution which makes it a very serious problem is that unlike surface water pollution, like for example, you go to a river and you see it has a different color, or like it's very dirty, you can clearly tell it's polluted. But for groundwater, it's what, underground. Now you can't just like bend over and look at the ground. Is the water polluted? No. Now, and since you can't see the groundwater, and there's no way of telling that if it's polluted or not. And since we use groundwater, and since many countries use groundwater for chores and drinking water, it can be a serious risk, health factor if they consume the polluted water. So that's why for solutions, there should be a way which groundwater can be observed and recorded, and if it's ever polluted, it should be then and there immediately treated, and then only it should be given out to the public so they can use it. Okay, that's all. I'll clear this.
So my topic, or what I'm going to talk, is about oxygen depletion pollution. So do you know what is this pollution? Like kind of the meaning? So if you see the word, so oxygen is what we breathe usually, and depletion means it's like getting low, like I don't know how to say it. So it's like, yeah, it's decreasing. So it means decreasing. So it's written like oxygen decreasing pollution. So if you think about that, so it means that the oxygen is decreasing. So there's a percentage that we need to have, like the. So there's a lot of. So there is like the level for us to live of the oxygen concentration. So from 21% is the normal air condition. So the oxygen concentration, it's going to be, the 21% is what we normally breathe, and that's safe for us. So, but if it goes lower and lower, it's going to be dangerous for us to live.
What if it goes higher?
Higher? I haven't researched it. Sorry. So if it's going lower, there's many information that I wrote it down, but I'm gonna shut it down because it's until 3 minutes. So if it goes to 60%, it's gonna be we're going to have headache and dizziness.
What?
And at 6%, you're gonna definitely die. So that's what human. That's what the human is. So and So that's the oxygen concentration that we need to have for living, for humans. So this pollution is not just for humans. It's usually happening in the sea. So fish and other aquatic life can die because of this pollution because fishes and other animals need to have oxygen for living. So just like humans, fish also need oxygen to live. However, when oxygen levels drop due to red tides, so do you know what? Red tides. So do you know what is red tides? So is anyone?
Red tide.
Red tides.
How do you spell it? Can you do it?
So-
Red tides.
Yes.
Oh, right. Okay, I got what you meant. But just for the sake of others to it.
Wait, 1, 2.
So red tides, and so this one is, if I explain it simple, it's a pollution. It's another pollution that happens, and if this happens, it means the place that is red. So it's gonna be like actually red. The whole entire place is gonna be red. That happens. So it's this place. So if the red tides happen, it means the place that the oxygen concentration is absolutely down there. So if humans swim over there or the fish are swim there, they're gonna immediately die.
Okay.
So this is the kind of the pollution. And so because of this, the oxygen dropped due to the red tides, so fish cannot survive. So when this happens, humans are unable to catch fish and suffer from food shortage.
You said the West Coast, but they were saying that the West Coast didn't really have that problem. So you should maybe mention like what area that is, and how is it possible that if the West Coast doesn't have the kind of problem, how come did it happen? So something for us to understand as well.
Okay,
Yeah, so.
understood. Thank you. Okay, next.
Next.
Like this.
Right?
Yeah, because it's brown. So oil is brown, and the earth can't fly anymore because it's sticky. So their wings can't cannot let them fly anymore.